Hey everybody, it's Alex, and today we're doing an all-cup tour, kind of, in Mario Kart World. So an all-cup tour essentially is you run through every course or cup in the game. Unfortunately, Mario Kart World is actually pretty limited in its game modes, so it doesn't have this quite yet. Maybe they'll add it later as DLC or something. But for now, that actually means I have to map out each individual section of the map, figure out the most optimized time, and actually get there efficiently. So let's go ahead and get started. First, we start off at Bowser's Castle, mainly because Bowser Castle I believe is one way and there aren't many connections into it. So once we're at Bowser's Castle, we have to head down to Toad Factory. So now we're jumping off of Bowser's Castle and we're just kind of free floating here. It's a lot of fun, it's a nice little section, but it kind of gives you the scale of the maps and how high you actually are going. A couple mushrooms, doing a couple tricks, and after just skipping a little bit, I decided just to cut to where we're headed into Toad Factory. I guess Toad's Factory. And here we do a couple tricks too. We get there pretty easily without any issues. And the next one is Wario Stadium. So Wario Stadium is actually one of the courses I remember playing a lot in Mario Kart. I guess Mario Kart 64. It's kind of crazy and it was kind of slow, but in this one it actually goes really fast and it's really fun-paced and well-paced. And after drifting for a little bit, we finally try to find an exit point to get us over to Choco Mountain. One of the issues I had with Choco Mountain is just how pasty the groundwater is. Like, it's really bad. You get stuck there really quick. I almost got there stuck once and oh, there I go. I got stuck there again. And then from here, we're headed out to Moo Meadows, which is a classic course. Everyone knows that from Mario Kart Wii. One of the most beautiful courses, and I'm glad we finally got Cow in this game. So after doing a couple tricks in Moo Meadows and trying to get an item block, we head up north and we're headed now to Mario Circuit, which I believe is one of the few courses that's actually returning from Super Mario Kart. I feel like this is kind of like the Smash Brothers Ultimate effect, where by this point in the series you know which courses are new and nice and have a lot of visual updates and which ones are kind of older. Similar to Smash Brothers, where you know which fighters are the newest ones and which ones are the ones that got a lot of treatment and which ones have been there for a while and probably need an update. After Mario Circuit, we head up to Acorn Hills, I believe. The issue is that my optimizer algorithm didn't actually have a good connection to get up there. So originally I was supposed to go to Bones Burnout. Then I decided, you know what, I'll just have to go up there because eventually I'm just gonna have to make it. And this is where I got a little lost. Like I said, I'm not 100% know where everything is in this map and in this game. So I kind of use a little bit of intuition. But luckily once I saw some weird scenery, some bones, I feel like I was headed in the right direction. And there we are, Bones Burnout. What a lovely place. And then like I said, I kept going up north because next we're headed to Airship Fortress, which I believe was from Mario Kart 7. I remember playing that one a lot. The issue with this one, which is kind of cool, is that it's a very long stretch. I think one of the longest stretches we have here. Oh yeah, and then partway through I met up with Dad, Bowser. He was just kind of driving. He was going pretty fast. I was trying to trick with him and just trying to catch up to him as much as I could, but he was going a little too fast for me. Then right here, he just leaves me. Alright, bye Bowser. But on we continue to Airship Fortress. And then here, it was a little confusing because I got a game chat session invite from my brother, but he didn't know I was recording. I was deciding, should I join, should I not? Just driving to Airship Fortress. This is why you don't see me moving here for a little bit, and I'll keep going, and I get hit by a Bonsai Bill. That's totally because I didn't know what I was doing, and I decided, you know what, I'll hop on with him and join him. Don't worry, he's not gonna be on the chat or talk to us. Anyway, next we're headed over to Guy Bazaar, which I'm not 100% sure how to get to. Like I said, I wish I had a better map, but if I had more time and analysis, I would probably do a more finely tuned routing. But after a while, we finally got there, Guy Bazaar. And then next is Mario Bros. Circuit, which I don't remember which game this one comes from. Maybe this is new. But like I said, this one was kind of hard because one thing about deserts, everything kind of looks the same. And I got to this part where I'm doing a little free roam, but there's no actually clear path to get there. So I just kind of keep jumping around, and eventually I decided to cut some corners and just go up to Mario Bros. Circuit. get some food from Yoshi, and then keep on driving. And there we are, Mario Bros. Circuit, which kind of uses the cool original Mario Brothers font. Our next one is Desert Hills, which is a course I'm not too familiar with. I don't know if it's from a previous game or just exclusively to this one, but gotta go there. And then this was kind of confusing. I was doing some tricks and to try to get up there, but I fell off and decided, you know, I'm just gonna run for it. Saw Nabbit there for a little bit, trying to catch up to him, but he's kind of speedy, and so I really couldn't do it. Doing a little off-road, trying to catch Nabbit, but my luck, nope, it didn't happen. And I think I partly passed through Desert Hills, but I wasn't sure 100% what was going on there. I was just driving for a little bit, and I think I hit it, but I can't remember 100%. And then next we're on to Whistletop Summit, which I'm 100% sure is a new course to Mario Kart World. But this one was fun, but just getting there was not too tedious, pretty much a straight line, which I feel like is most of the courses this time around. We got there without any issue. But the issue now is trying to get off, because we're going to DK Spaceport, which is one of my favorite courses in this game. Really nails the fan service of what it means to be a DK fan. A lot of fun, especially on Knockout Tour. You know, you're just running up there and you go up really high. It's a great course. But before I could get there, I had to get out of here first. Whistletop Station, I don't know if it's me or the way it's designed. I just couldn't find a good way to get out. So I fell off, had to reverse a little bit, and then finally I found one of those binoculars from Mario Odyssey and decided, okay, I need to look around. Now out in the distance, just kind of to the corner of my eye, I finally see it. I finally see DK Spaceport. It's just taking me a while to get there. It really is all the way out there. And honestly, if I took a minute, I probably could have looked to see where the road was, but I found this P block and I was like, P switch, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go for it. I did, and yeah, I'm definitely off-road now. I generally don't like off-roading for challenges like these because I feel like it loses kind of its notoriety and value, but still it's kind of a cool way to explore the back roads. There's one thing I would say about this game is that it's pretty cool, all the back roads and all the other ways you can get around the map. It's really cool how well they design it all. But yeah, after a while we finally got back on the road, and then we're headed up to DK Spaceport, and then Troopa Beach, then Dino Jungle. This time was a little bit hard because for my optimizer algorithm that I use to try to get me everywhere, some of the map or some of the courses weren't properly featured, so I had to add those in as I was driving. Also, this is one of my favorite trick sections. Honestly, DK Spaceport is a good place to try and figure out what tricks work for you, getting used to your cart, just because there's a lot of speed and a lot of movement and a lot of places to jump off of. And finally, after jumping a while, we finally got off DK Spaceport and headed over to Troopa Beach. This part was kind of weird too, because there's no road that leads to Troopa Beach, because it's on the beach, it's on an island. So I had to cross the water, so I guess any way to cross the water to get there looked fine. I hit a block, or I guess a crate, and that slowed me down a little bit. But we're gonna make it there eventually. Interestingly, the Troopa Beach bounding box for the air is quite large. But now that we make it, we try to get out of here as fast as possible. I do little tricks, and then I notice I see a peach coin and a question mark block. I try to go for the peach coin and do this sick air, but completely miss it. Same with the P block on the ground. I see it, but I'm like, oh no, I missed it. So I just gotta go in reverse, hit the wall a little bit, go back, and we're good to go. So I activate the question mark panel, and next I get the peach coin. I think I just get stamps from those, but I don't remember. Anyway, our next one is Dino Jungle, which again is a large water section, and then we'll finally hit a road. I will be honest, Mario Kart World's water sections aren't too bad. I definitely prefer to the road sections. It's because there's actually a way to go forward, and you don't have weird physics with the water. Sometimes when I play in the water section, it reminds me of Excite Bike, where you have to actually be intentional of where you land, because that makes a big difference of how much resistance or how much you go forward. And after that, we made it to Dino Jungle. My optimizer didn't have the great question mark block, so we had to go do that, which isn't too far from Dino Jungle. Luckily, it's just a little tedious to get there, but we take this plane part up And we finally make it, and then I decided to trick on my way down because I was having a lot of fun. Seeing Bowser Jr. do tricks always makes me smile. And I decided to do it again because I think I just got really frustrated at this point. I believe I'm over halfway done at this point. I'm just so tired. It's like 11 p.m. I want to go to bed and get ready for work the next day. But Bowser Jr. and I are just having fun out here in the open world and just doing tricks on our Dory cart. I believe for this time I did like 27 or 30 tricks in a row, which is kind of fun, but the weird thing is that no momentum built up. Alright, so originally we were supposed to go to Peach Stadium, then Crown City, but first we're going to Faraway Oasis, then Crown City, then Peach Stadium. So here at Faraway Oasis, we're just driving around, and I notice there's a long bridge section coming up. So I'm trying to be like, okay, can I get any items? And I see the UFO. I never saw the UFO until this moment. And bam! I'm the UFO now, and I gotta go. I got the car. I don't know if that helped with anything, but I got it. And I gotta go through this thing that looks like the San Francisco Bridge, and then but then I see how much we went with the UFO and how much longer we have to go. So I just kept speeding up. See baby Rosalina. Be like, get out of my way. And then we finally make it to Crown City. Still chasing baby Rosalina. Bye. And then we gotta keep on going. Crown City was interesting to come my first time because it felt like there aren't a lot of cars outside of like the main populated city area, which I guess is kind of true to real life. In real life, you don't have a large, or there's no cars out in the rural areas. It's like mainly in the city areas. We usually don't get enough chaos like this. Like, I mean, I live in Texas, and there's a lot of weird things that happen on the road, especially on I-35. But this would be a whole nother level if like the semi just started running over everyone, which isn't too far from what actually happens. Now we finally make it onto Peach Stadium. I'm just trying to do whatever we can to get out of here as fast as we can, so that we can then head up to Cheep Falls. For Cheep Falls, instead of taking the main road, I decided to take the back road, as in taking the train. And so that was nice because I was able to trick, get a little boost every once in a while, because other than make sure I was headed in the right direction. And I took a left instead of a right, but I wonder if taking a right would have helped. And because of that, I was about to miss Cheep Falls, so I decided just to fall off and come through the water and through the back roads. I guess the off-road. And then after a while, I finally made it onto Cheep Falls. And then the next one is actually trying to get up all the way on to Dandelion Depths, which is kind of weird because it's actually pretty flat, which I realized was a kind of an interesting game design decision. Because I believe Knockout Tour you go north to south instead of south to north, which is what I'm doing right now. And so it doesn't feel too off to actually go against the current. But once we reach Dandelion Depths, we just take all of these speed boost panels to try to get as fast as we can. And I believe the next one is Boo's Cinema, which is kind of weird because we have to take a lot of different paths. So again, I decided to take the train, and hopefully with that I could see a road and get to Boo Cinema as fast as I could. Doing some more tricks, always making sure that I'm there, and finally I make it to the area, but I'm not on the course quite yet. So I drive around a little and I see this black sludge. I'm assuming it's kind of like a poison sludge. And I was like, I gotta get up there. Keep driving, can't find anything. Get a little worried, so I decide I'm just gonna drive over it. I don't make it at all. But luckily, Leica 2 puts me back on the course, and now I know I just need to go over to the main area of Boo Cinema, and I'll be good to go. So run on up, get a question mark block and an item, and we're done with Boo Cinema. So the next place we're headed to is Starview Peak. This is one of the first, I believe, ice sections that we go to. And it's pretty much all uphill. And it's kind of cool. It reminds me of Rosalina's observatory in Super Mario Galaxy. But it just takes forever to get up. It might be the highest elevation next to Bowser's Castle. I wish it were like Tears of the Kingdom where there was an indicator that gave you your XYZ coordinates. I think that'd be really cool for something like Mario Kart World. So then now we could properly tag everything and see, you know, just how tall and low everything is, how fast you're going. Because that's one thing I was trying to figure out, is how fast I was going, but there's no good way of actually doing that because there's no meter marks or anything like that. Anyway, After Starview Pass, we're headed to DK Pass. Oh, sorry. After Starview Peak, we're headed to DK Pass. But I see a charging truck, and I see him as a target, so I'm like, oh, gotta go hit him. Gotta go after him. But no, it doesn't work out very well. I get some of his blocks. I see he fell here, and I thought, oh, this would be the perfect opportunity. But by the time I knew it, I was somewhere else and nowhere near DK Pass. And oh no, sorry, I was headed towards DK Pass, but I believe I was going to the ice cream one. Sorry, that's my bad. I don't have it in my notes what the ice cream one is. But then we were headed up there, and I was like, oh, I gotta go all the way back now. Such a long and treacherous journey. Again, I decided to go to back roads and do off-roading. Just, I don't like it that much, but I had to at this point. I wasn't even sure if I was gonna make it. Tried to hit the piranha plant, but it didn't work out very well. But out in the distance, I see the course. So I just gotta keep driving, keep doing tricks, and over here I see a little seance with Nabbit in the middle and the penguins. So I'm glad there's so many characters in this game. Love the penguin, love Nabbit. Always glad to see that he's here. Ah, and then we finally made to Sky High Sundae. Luckily I've done this one a couple of times, so I know you just go down the pipe, and it'll bring you back up. And then you just need to find that road to Wario Shipyard. Interesting that Wario has two courses here. This is not too hard actually. It's a pretty straight shot. It does take a little bit. It's actually a lot closer than I think you see it on the map. Just gotta make my way downhill. Gotta make my way through some ice caves. And then once I'm done through this cavern right here, this ravine, we'll be in Wario Shipyard. Because it was actually a lot closer than I thought it was gonna be. This is one of the coolest courses in this game just because it's a good hybrid of water and actual road racing. And then here we just have a large water section. Not much to say here other than it's long and large. And then finally we make it to Salty Speedway, which was kind of nice because I knew I was pretty much done at this point. I believe the last course after this was just Peach Beach. And I knew once I got to Peach Beach it was over. I could go to bed, finally relax, and go to sleep. I saw the Clouded Quack, which is really nice, but those things, I hate those things from Mario Sunshine. They always throw me up in the air, and I feel sad. I feel like I was losing. I believe the level was Gelato Beach. Anyway, we finally made it to Peach Beach, but I'm not considering it all done until we decide to go around and actually complete a lap. I want to get like a cool sunshine look, like a sunrise over Bowser Jr. over his victory. But the best I could do was just finish the lap normally as you would in the game, and make it to the finish line, see Mario Kart Princess Peach crown on top, and I cross, and I make it. It's a long journey. I think it took about an hour or so to actually finish it all, but I feel victorious. Thank you for watching.